be clear, tonight's going live,
Right now, just clicked it.
live and hot.
As of 5
So
seconds.
your initial
What's up, Chief?
presentation for Main Street will be live.
Called your wife
on the
today.
YouTube channel.
There's the crank one over there.
This is
You
good.
hear me?
Just really what the hell. So, you know,
Nate, could you check for me?
oh, sorry, yes, I'm going right now.
Thank you.
Make sure we really are.
Yep.
Did you hear me? I called your wife today, and she's gonna help me.
I just ran home.
Yeah,
I'm going back to see it for
she's so caught up.
Okay, this is the old one.
Yeah,
But she talks like that, so.
well, she's a good lady. She's gonna help us do because I don't know what to
Be able
do.
to go right here?
Hey, Jeffrey. Good. How you doing?
Austin, I might be doing something wrong.
I should just go right to,
City roar in the end.
it should have a little red dot saying it's live. It shows me on here.
Share,
Janae, are you watching this being recorded?
no. Huh?
Are you watching this being recorded?
We're trying to see it on here, yeah. Are you watching it?
No. I didn't
Okay.
think about it. That's a good idea. You're smarter than me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go right ahead. Kick your hair all over the place. How's Sherry today? Good.
Let me see you guys up there.
You got a what now? Oh, did you? Okay.
Is it left-handed?
What you guys got?
Guitar, he's asking us.
I always miss out on guitars and stuff, 'cause just by looking at it, and but you know,
Thanks for giving. Oh, yeah, I've got one.
that's part, like there's
I
the
just
cut.
looked at these. On this one, I've looked at, I've seen
There's
all
a
of
cut to
these.
it, and then just where the strings are. Of course, I'm watching the washing machine if you've got it. So keep it in mind.
Yeah, you can hear everybody, everything. Hey, hear Nancy laughing. Hey, hear Benny telling stories. Something about a washing machine.
You heard that?
Yeah,
Well,
be
that's,
careful.
I guess that's good news. Because I wasn't really even projecting. Okay. That's good. That's good. I hear that.
Oh, Petey.
I'm trying to get my Walmart running for the neighbor.
Hey.
Hey, Mayor.
Sweet you farm. What's the
This is highly technical.
Goes to
But it could-
some bread or something.
I was gonna say it could come in really handy, you just never know.
I believe we heard you, Michelle.
Sherry.
Turn it up a little
Wanna
bit.
do
Why don't you
prayer
try one more
tonight?
time?
Okay.
Okay, I found this on the web for when do the prayer tonight. Check it out.
Sherry? My thing's named Sherry now.
It's lighting up now. I think.
So you say, instead of hey Siri, you say hey Sherry?
I guess so, yeah.
Hey Sherry.
It only works on mine.
Hey Sherry.
We'll do a test when
Visual
we start the
intelligence,
meeting and we're quiet down.
We gotta,
Good, how are
gotta
you?
talk hillbilly though. See,
Gotta
my
talk
hillbilly
hillbilly.
probably sounds like
Yes.
Sherry, Sherry, all
Sherry,
kind of
Sherry.
blends together.
Fingers crossed.
it's used to deciphering.
Not from me, just the agenda. Yeah. Try now, Michelle. It's quiet now. By the way.
I looked one up here. here, but it's fun.
I started getting cheaters for
Probably not.
Oh,
I
I
got
do
cheaters
too.
hanging from my lamp.
I had some here, but I think I put them in there. No, I get them at the dollar store and I
If you
put them
spoke, it
everywhere.
didn't
I
go.
mean, after that, we keep getting old people come to the office, so I got a bag for them.
Yeah. Well, mine are only
I got like
1, 2,
40
5s.
pairs. I got a whole range. I could put a little carousel in front there.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who does that, Jared.
What's that?
I got
Cheaters?
cheaters everywhere.
Oh, I just everywhere.
Well, I had LASIK done, so I can usually see the lines.
I was fine until about 2 years ago, and then
Yep.
Here, this
started
one.
going downhill.
Do you have a set of these?
Uh-huh.
All right. There's multiple sets.
Hey,
And you have Terry. Nope, Terry had his too. Oh, nope, it's different things.
I
So we
will have to
get
look
know
that
your
up
neighbor,
and I'll
then
look
we
that
have
up
the photo.
in time because that is a good question to have.
Thank you.
How much money is remaining?
And where?
Riverfront development.
Outside here.
Yeah, that's traditionally where the river is.
Okay, but you could be over here too.
Hey, when they pass the budget, they just say riverfront development. There's not a plan to it. It's just, that's just the free money for the mayor to use on whatever the fuck he wants.
Oh, I like that.
See, but here's, I know what it is next year. I can already set that number for you next year.
Good. That's what we do off of what you said. All right, let's put this there.
another one.
It just didn't quite make it.
All right, get the city council meeting in order. We're going to have the pledge of allegiance followed by the prayer with Sherry Love. Pledge allegiance to the flag
Dear God, just thank you so much for bringing each one of us here. Dear Lord, whether it's to make decisions or to learn more about our great city. And dear Lord, we just pray you be with each individual here, bless them, and just let us be an encouragement to one another and to make the right decisions, to be guided, to just be an example of God's word through what we do in our lives and our decisions we make. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Sherry. All right, roll call. Looks like everyone's here, but Michelle,
She's on the TV.
on vacation.
It's online.
All right, you want to do your Title VI?
Title VI, as a recipient of federal funds, the City of Aurora offers a voluntary survey to gather statistical data regarding participants and beneficiaries of its federal aid programs and activities. The survey is to gather information about the populations affected by City of Aurora activities. If you need one of these surveys, I have them in my office. Also, this meeting is being live streamed to YouTube. We'll get the word out on that once we know that it works perfectly. And the videos will be uploaded as well, so if anyone wants to watch them from home or participate that way, that will be an option as well. And again, these are live recorded and being recorded as we speak.
I want to write it quick enough you could read it.
I need it, I ain't got my glasses. All right, I guess we'll go through the monthly financial reports here. David, you got for the CMS.
We approved every month last month, we had 161 calls. Majority of those were fall and general sick people, post up to 1,073 runs for the year. Pretty glad we had one person graduate from our internship program, Charlie Jackson, completed his EMT class at Lincoln County. He's currently getting trained to be released to run on his own. Hired one part-time base EMT a couple weeks ago. Interviewed another basic in advance this week. We did to attend to meet your neighbor night. Unfortunately, didn't have our new truck there in time for it. It is back, fully functional in service since last Friday. Fingers crossed. The Dodge, they got a new motor in it, back to us from Jasper. Never really said what happened to it. They're supposed to be installing it this week. Other than that, we're keeping our whole Ford, the orange and white one in service right now for backup truck until Dodge comes back. the state allowed us to do that, so we have 2 trucks. And, I think that's about it. Oh, and, CPR class for SEIOC, I think it's about 50 people. A couple weeks ago, get them all certified and new hires certified.
Oh, who does that though? Who runs the CPR thing? Do you do it or?
Yeah, we've got a couple different instructors, so we've spread out over a couple days, couple classes. They're down to have some training, and we were able to get with them and do a couple classes for them, get them all certified.
Okay. Anybody got any questions for Dave? No? Let's move on to Chief Jeff there.
Had a total of 58 runs for the month, 41 within city limits, 407 towns, Washington Township. The 6 backup runs, we were also at Meet Your Neighbor Night. I was going to ask, are we having something on September 11th like we usually have? I haven't heard for 9/11.
Yes. The Churches Association,
We are having something? Okay.
I have to talk to Michelle.
Okay. And now we're getting ready for the big fair. And for that, and I'm sure we'll have plenty of time down here and get ready for that. We are going to have a chicken fry this year back. Little changes in what we used to have. It'll be from like 11 to 4 on November the 2nd. All you can eat. But 11 to 4 up at the firehouse. So just haven't been able to do it in years, so manpower's been down. But we're going to try to have one, and we'll get some help. But we'll come back and we'll get it out. It's 11 to 4 November the 2nd. Other than that, yeah, during the fair it'll be a busy week because we have fire prevention, and we go to Your Wife's Daycare, Little Red,
Yeah.
SEOC, elementary school. So we're there probably 4 days that whole week plus the little fair. Busy time.
Good.
And all the trucks are good. We still got a new pump testing yet. And that's about the last big thing I have to get done. And we're done. We're good.
Well, good,
Chief,
yeah.
I wish I knew a good chicken fryer would come.
Yeah, well, we might need a good corn man too, so stand by. I don't know if corn's being seasoned in November, so.
Mayor's gonna be our chief chicken fryer. He don't have any remaining.
Yeah,
There you go.
He will be chief chicken fryer.
I can do it. I can run 2 of them by myself. We can get her done. We'll bring 4 fryers. We'll have a good time with it. So he'll get a lot of council's help. I'm sure if they're available, they'll all be up there.
Yep.
Thing is, a lot of times they get runs, they gotta take off. They can't just sit around and fry chicken and drink a beer like everybody else can. So once they get a run, they gotta drop everything and take off. They don't get to eat their dinner sometimes. It just sits there and gets cold, but we'll have some fresh chicken when they get back if they have to leave, or they may get to stay there the whole time, just never know. All right, anybody else got anything for Jeff? Volunteers for the chicken fry. Hey, there we got one. You make a good breader. You make a breader out of you. Let's shake it like you got to tap your wrist, you know. All right. Mike back there, I know he's excited about it. He was all gangbusters over the chicken fry. I don't know if eating the chicken or frying it. I don't know what he was more excited about. Josh, Chief?
Month of July was extremely busy. We had 229 traffic stops, we first rated 22, 18 traffic crashes, 2 of those were personal injury crashes. We drew 27 cases, we went on 530 runs for service, which is a lot. We drove patrolled 11,740 miles. We had 167 walk-ins downstairs. On July 2nd, Synchronized had a block party. We assisted them with that, shutting down traffic and making sure they were safe. July 8th through 11th, Officer Siegel and Sergeant Alex attended Alex training, which is the school safety program. And then they, on July 28th, they went to instruct St. John's on Alex training. They also have another instructional time for St. Mary's for their school, the headmaster up there. And like the rest of the department head said, we did the Meet Your Neighbor night, and then we had several officers participate in that. The other half is it.
I think they had a drone flying, didn't they? During the
We did,
meeting
there
there.
the Meet Your Neighbor, we've also had the drone deployed a couple times, searching for some people that were wanted, different, some other different events.
Good. All right. Anybody got anything for Chief? No? Looks like we got a newbie over here on Main Street.
Yes. Well,
Terry?
not quite a newbie. I'm Terry Schmelzer. I was a board member for 6 years, from 2015 to 21, took a sabbatical, I guess we'll call it that. And then I asked Nancy if they'd have me back, and she said, well, I guess. So yes, I'm back. At your seat, you've got your newsletter and then pictures from the two major events from July. Since July, we of course have had Get to Know Your Neighbor, and a huge thanks to EMS, fire, and police, as well as everyone here, Austin, Terry, Jonay, Sherry, Benny, Mayor Schwing, Pam, and all the volunteers that helped that night. We think it was a really great success. It was a fun evening. Hope everybody enjoyed that. And then a week later, we were at the pool, which the Aurora Aquatic Center. We don't have an exact count, but we're estimating about 300 attendees that night. It was really packed. And Terry and Benny, thank you, because you both were there that evening, and our Main Street volunteers. So altogether, 115 volunteer hours for those two events alone. And Friday coming up, it will be the 38th Get Wined and Dined in Aurora. Been doing that since 2017. Right now, there are 9 eateries and 25 retail, including pop-ups that will participate. Then, 19 days away, we have the 3rd annual Play Music on the Porch. That's on a Saturday, the 30th. It's from 1 to 6. Right now, we've got 23 different groups playing throughout the afternoon at various locations throughout town. So that's going to be pretty popular as well. You should all have received your annual support campaign envelope. So I think that was mailed on July 16th. Your support is needed to support these special events, public relation efforts, and of course the revitalization of our historic downtown Aurora. So we hope you will fill those out and send them back in.
All right. Hey, Terry, you gonna be playing again this year? Back
I
in the
am.
banjo?
Right there in the, right there on Spires, front porch. Well, we might start at noon.
Yeah.
We only do week or one,
For like a sing-along, can I get up there and
If
sing with
you
you?
can keep up, sing right along, pal. That's what I tell you.
I didn't ask if anybody had any questions about anything.
Oh, I've got a bunch of them.
Oh, good. Well, I'm ready to answer.
Fine job, Main Street.
Well, thank you.
Does anybody have anything for Terry? Well, let's drill her up here, see what Nancy showed her today. Huh?
We were talking about some other things too, but that's for later.
Huh.
Keep that on the table.
Yeah.
All right. Well, jumping down the list here. Let's get approval of the claims. Everybody get the chance to look at the claims?
Yep.
Yeah, sir.
You want to ask your question? I've got an
I
answer.
just had a question because we've been hit with a few surprises through the year that we've said, well, let's move some money. We'll take it from Riverfront Development. We've got about $39,000 in this month that we're pulling from Riverfront Development. Do we have an idea where that leaves us to finish out the year if we have?
We have had to pull some funds out of there throughout
Yes.
the year. We budgeted $70,000 at the beginning. We're down to $1,360.
All right, so I mean, some of this wasn't planned for, it's just we had to go
right.
spend the money, so.
Right. So there's not a whole lot left in that line item.
That was my question.
Anybody got any other questions on the claims? Get approval to accept the claims?
I'd so move.
Pay the bills. Second. Second by Sherry, all in favor? Opposed? Is that an,
It was an aye from
is that an
That was an
aye on
aye.
yes or an aye on oppose? I think that thing's fine.
She approved.
To approve it, Michelle?
Yeah, I was trying to say it.
Okay. All right, I think it's got like a delay. Okay, everybody have a chance to see the minutes?
Yes.
Motion to approve the minutes from last month.
Motion to approve?
Janae, second.
Second.
Pam, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
There you go. There we go. We don't have a whole lot on our business tonight. Annexation, who wants to do that? Austin or?
I can do it. So we have our next annexation meeting September 2nd. That's going to be a Tuesday, Labor Day's, of course, the Monday. That'll be our last annexation meeting before we really get into the major hearings. So the next thing will happen is an ordinance will be presented to council, and then there'll be another public hearing, and then finally there'll be the approval by council for the annexation if the council wants to move forward with it. So I promise Austin and the mayor, we will have an annexation ordinance ready for view at the next meeting. So very important meeting, September 2nd. We've been listening for the last 5 months about everybody's concerns, worries, what they would like to see happen, and we're trying to get that all encapsulated into that one ordinance. So a part of that, I'm working with a gentleman by the name of Max Adams with, I think, Barnes and Thornburg. So I've been working with them, and hopefully we'll have a good product for you. It's still subject to change. Everything can get tweaked until the final meeting, which should be November, would be the final council meeting where we would actually approve the annexation. So that's it. Anything else you want to add to that, Aaron?
Thumbs it up.
Okay.
What time is that?
5 p.m. Conference room.
Second.
Yes, sir.
Pretty much everybody's happy with it. I mean, there's a liaison over there. They get this one fire hydrant, basically. Plan on running them down there, and we do all the structure anyway, so. All right, Austin?
Yeah, so under new business, I've been working to keep our MS4 program afloat, make sure that I'm doing everything I need to do, make sure that we're correctly checking and, filling out the right forms and everything. So one thing that comes with the MS4 stormwater program is permitting. When new builds happen, they may or may not need an MS4 permit. So one thing that we were currently lacking in our MS4 program was a way to permit these new builds. We have an interlocal agreement with Dearborn County Planning and Zoning, and they do a lot of our permitting for builds and the like. So I asked basically, would they be willing to look at MS4 permitting as well, as they now have an MS4 director, I believe the correct title would be. And they said they would be willing to do our MS4 permitting for free till the end of 2026. And then they'll use that time to gauge how much work it actually was, and if it is a significant amount of work, we would get priced for it in 27 if we wanted to continue. Also, this agreement has the 3% increase for next year, which every year has about a 3% increase. So my ask here would be a motion to approve the amendment of the interlocal agreement with Dearborn County Planning and Zoning to include MS4 permitting at no cost.
I make a motion to amend the MS4.
That still
Second.
falls to us, though, for a lot of the interpretation of information, or how that's going to be collected, for how we're supplying what we've asked for, right?
Right, they are strictly doing the permitting piece of it, and it will be like any new build permitting where it gets sent to us first, and it will go through planning and zoning, just the same way a new build would.
I'd second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All unanimous.
Austin, is everybody signing on council? Is that how they want it?
Yes.
Okay.
And Jerry, you got next?
Yeah, I'll do the water meter. So we've got 3, you may just go boom, 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 Pat. We'll do one and then just ask questions if anybody has them. Yeah. All right, so we've got a big hearing coming up Wednesday of this week. It's going to be for 3 different ordinances we're going to introduce at this meeting. Then there'll be a full hearing Wednesday starting at 5. The first thing on the docket is a water meter raise. Rates are always tough. Randy came up with a plan to make sure that we're in the black while not putting you guys out of your house because of water fees. So what he's decided is just creating a $3 fee for residential property. So it'll be a $3 additional fee on top of your water bill. So if your water bill is $100 every month, it'll be $103 now. And so that's residential. For the commercial properties, it rises a little bit higher. But Randy did the math and he says, hey, this will get us the bare minimum that we don't have to be taking loans from our other utilities to make sure we can supply water. So it's a much needed ordinance, and like I said, Randy will be having all those numbers, graphs. He's also going to show you a comparable. Randy always does a good job of sneaking around, looking at all the other cities around, seeing what they're charging, and Aurora is still very, very competitive with everyone around us. So make sure you come Wednesday. So that's the first one. We're just reading that. That's the first introduction of City of Aurora Ordinance 2025-11, an ordinance regarding the implementation of a meter fee. So that's that one. And one other thing I just make sure council knows, you'll see a bunch in the ordinance. I'm clearing out a lot of old language out of there. If you ever go online, there's a bunch of different charts. Some of them are from years ago. We're going to cut that out to simplify it, so it makes more sense when a user goes on there and wants to see what their statutory or ordinance rates are. So that's one. So the next thing we got 2 vacations coming up. Not the fun kind of vacations, but the vacations where the city says we are no longer going to take care of a street. We're giving it up. And so the first one that we will be, the first one, I don't know, Austin, you can throw it up there. It is the one off of exporting.
Oh, exporting?
Here it goes.
The first one's supposed to be.
The first one's new season, IGA is supposed to be, on here it is anyway.
Oh, we got them backwards. Oh, I'm sorry. I got my numbers back. Whatever. We can do them either way. So we'll go to new season. So the first one is a ordinance petition by, it's by Love Investments LLC. They petitioned council for the removal, and hopefully you can see it. It's the alley where the car's parked, right in the middle of the parking lot there. I've heard a couple people say there used to be a house on, or the Tandy's used to be on the corner, and then for whatever reason the city never vacated it, but that's been used for as long as I can remember as a parking lot for Tandy's. And so Sherry is the managing member of Love Investments. She petitioned me, said I want that alley gone. And so that's what this ordinance is. This is a first reading, and so by law, we introduce it, and there's going to be a hearing on Wednesday about it. We'll be able to show the maps and everything else like that. I do have a copy if anybody wants to come up over later to see the legal description or anything like that. But any of that, we're going to vacate that, and basically it's going to be used as a parking lot. So
Is it just the alleyway intersection to 3rd Street, or
Here.
is it the whole alleyway?
Just the parking lot.
here,
It's just the parking lot
Okay.
spot.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
intersection.
that's, everybody kept asking about it, we didn't know.
all right. So next vacation. So we got another one that, go ahead, sir.
Ask a quick question.
Yeah.
Once it's vacated, how is the new owner taking ownership of it?
So
Is it
under,
auctioned off? Is it sold?
no. So in Indiana, just real quick, the city does not own the land underneath the roads usually. There are exceptions to that rule, but when you dedicate a plat of in-lots, what you do is you put the streets in there and you draw them in. So what happens is that when you vacate it, the landowner on each side, each landowner would get half the street. And so in this one, it's very simple on, basically it will go to Tandy's or Love Investment, so the road gets split half and half. So the issue is that the city doesn't really own it. We own the right to put a road there and use it. So right now, we could go in there and pretty much pave it and create an alley. Other issues is because we do have dominion and control, or we're supposed to. What happens if somebody gets injured right there, right? That'd be city liability. Other issues with it is this, is that here we got a whole chunk of property we're not taxing, that we have not taxed forever, that's being used as a drive or a parking lot. And so the issue with these vacations is what's the future use? What would be the future use for that alley? And as you can see, I don't know, that one's not up anymore, but there's plenty of routes to get the garbage truck back there. Nobody's going through Love Investments parking lot, right, as a right-of-way right now. They park there. you know, so.
How many other alleys are like this are not able to be used, dead end,
Yeah.
unusable?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, give me if you have some, one thing Aurora has is more alleys than liquidized money, I guess. I mean, we have alleys at the wazoo. Wherever our forefathers are, they really wanted us to have access.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's the issue. By law, you petition me, within 30 days, I have to get you into a hearing. Council has to listen to it of whether or not we want to vacate it or not. And so what the city will do is they'll say, yeah, we don't want to vacate it because we do have this future use, or look at this, why are we still dealing with this? You know, one,
Just think we get extra money out of it, why not?
that's a good point.
Like you said, so these levels of work like it's on it.
Yeah.
Vacate it, somebody else wants it.
And that's exactly
There's
correct.
lots of property like that around this area, and alleys,
Yep.
that should be vacated.
So I'll tell you one thing why it's hard to do. The county, you know, I said it goes half and half to each owner. So with Love Investments, that's an easy call. She's on both sides, right? The parcel goes to Love Investments. The auditor, the county auditor, when you split it half and half, they want to know the legal description for both halves. So you'll see the next one I introduce, we actually had to get somebody to do a survey, and usually what happens is the person petitioning has to pay for that survey to show what half they're getting and what half their neighbors are going to get. And then when we vacate it, the auditor will actually tack that legal description onto the real estate. So this is a good thing. If you own both sides of an alley and you want to petition, we have a special ordinance that does not force you guys to get a survey. So we passed that about 2 years ago. So if in fact there's, you know, and there's plenty of them, I can tell you, just looking at, not Conwell, but Cochran, you look up in Cochran and stuff like that, there's all these alleys where you got people's, yeah, there's streets up there with people's garages and stuff like that. So those are perfect, and if you want to petition, all you have to do is either send Austin a written declaration, give him a kind of an explanation where it is, and then Austin will get me in hook with you and we'll talk. Because I usually will draw up the legal description since we're not getting a survey. So we'll talk, we'll get it done, and we'll get it in front of council. So I'd appreciate any help you guys can. Some of the roads we don't want to give up though. We do have plans for them, but there's plenty that we have no plans for right now. So, yes ma'am.
So you are responsible for the alleys, the city is liable for the alleys?
To an extent. Now we're getting into, I mean, the easy answer is yes, absolutely. We have our streets, we're supposed to fix them and everything else like that. We are hampered by how much money we have. We of course can't plate everything in gold bricks around the city, right? But we're trying. And I think Austin the mayor, you can see the Market Street project and what we've done. We've really been focusing on our roads. So if we haven't gotten to your road yet, we'll get to it. It's just, like I said, a money game.
Well, what if it's an alley?
Hey, isn't that a good question? What is an alley? The law doesn't care. The law just calls it a right-of-way. So basically what it is any street that's dedicated to the public for public use is what they call a highway. They call them highways under statute. And so what we do is we say, hey, we don't want it anymore. You can have it back. And basically that splits it between the two. Okay, any more questions? All right, well, I'll go on to the next one. So the next one is City of Aurora Ordinance 2025-13. And that's going to be the vacation of this alley right in between what is known as lots, that's 239, 238, that's 249, 248 up top. This one's interesting, the actual people petitioning, I believe it's called the South, I screwed up their initial.
SICPDC.
So, and what SICPCPPP, what they're doing, it's really a neat thing. They're creating affordable housing, nice homes for people that really can't afford it. Right now, to build a 900 square foot home, we saw it's about $300,000. That's not a big house. So a lot of home ownership is out of people. So they're going to build a house there, but one of the issues they got back here to this alley, well, there's a garage right in the middle of the alley back there. They're going to use that as access. So I went back onto the tax records. I go, well, when was that garage put there? Maybe they put it in the 90s, you think? No, it's from 1929. That's what the tax records show. So you can see these things have been here forever. So what we're going to do is we're going to vacate, and so this is what this ordinance is. We're vacating it. This as a real recorded plat survey legal description where Mr. Jamie Shoemaker, I believe his name is, to the south there is going to get 0.07 acres, and then the two lots up top are gonna get .0015 acres each. And so that's gonna give her enough room, and then the point is redevelopment owns that lot closest to the street. We're gonna get them an easement over and across our property, the redevelopment property, so they can access and put a parking place back for their new house they're putting there. So, any questions on that one? And so, yes. So that's off at Portage. I don't know if we can zoom out a little bit.
4th and Export.
Yeah. So you see 4th Street going back there? So right at the end of Export. There used to be like a blue house with a porch. I think the city tore it down like 3 years ago or something. It's been about 3-4 years. Huh? But in any event, those are the three. So I've given you kind of an introduction. Please come to my Wednesday meeting. We'll have a bunch of maps and everything else like that. And feel free to ask any questions. This will go back to council in September for a final vote, all three of these. Okay? Thanks, Mayor.
Those start at 5 o'clock, right?
5 o'clock, we're gonna do 5, 5:15, and then 6 o'clock for the last one. So I think we did 5, 5:15, 5:30 is how we did it. So we're gonna go as long as you guys have questions on all three of them.
That's it for new business. We do got something we want to talk about. I really hate, a lot of times I don't like to bring things up until it's actually finalized in stone. So I'm kind of excited about this. We did, through the redevelopment, we just purchased 9 docks, the ones from Hooters where they went bankrupt. So we got them through the redevelopment, and we are now just waiting on.
We're waiting on the bankruptcy court to tell us we can give them money. So we're very close to getting this.
So we got a couple little things, like get some docks out in front on Lesko Park there. Even kicking around, maybe even getting that north side trail running too. If the railroad won't let us go under them or over them, we'll go around them. And we'll go right on the creek. So anyway, kind of excited about that. So I hope everything goes through on that. I think, we learned something the 15th maybe?
Hopefully we'll get something by the 15th. So I've been monitoring the Pacer. You can get online and look at bankruptcies. So I saw where they filed it, so they did give them notice. So we gotta wait 10 days from last Friday.
Well, it's 2 things to be excited about the 15th. You got the docks and squirrel season starts. So. All right. So anyway, that will be pretty cool if we can get them down here. So I'm hoping, cross my fingers. I hate to say anything because as soon as you say something, something happens. So that's why I really don't talk about a lot of things till it finally happens. Yeah, I know. Anybody on council got anything they want to add or talk about? No?
We didn't mention that August 30th, Sherry is having a event at her lot.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to help the EMTs. And Sherry, if you'd like to tell more about it.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
spend your day in Aurora, doing the music on your porch, lots of great music, and then finish it up at New Seasons Auctions. We're going to do a community celebration. It's our 3rd summer there also, so we do fundraisers for EMS, dunk tank, so you can hopefully dunk some of these great members up here. I haven't got everybody's name down yet, but we'll get that soon. And we also do a fundraiser for Special Olympics. We do a dessert auction. That's about 8 o'clock once our music is done, and we'll have live music there till 8 o'clock. Lots of vendors and lots of free stuff for the kids and lots of giveaways just for the community. So yeah, thanks, Pam.
Yeah.
That's how cinnamon rolls go for $100, I believe.
Yeah.
Bring your money.
Yeah, for the dessert auction, bring your money, yeah. Good
All
for a
right.
good cause.
Open it up for public comment. Anybody got anything tonight? First hand right here.
Hi, Lindsay Hayes. I have some discontent / questions to be asked in regards to an address change, a street name change, and it not being brought, I guess, it's only affecting myself and I think one other resident. But it's been in the works for about 3 months, and we only just found out about it this past Friday. I was told that the reason for the change is because of some property that was purchased across the street where a duplex was to be built. This is all happening on South Broom Street, Aurora. all listing on the alley that's now being called Charlotte Way. So, you know, we weren't notified prior to any of the changes, you know, we were just told this is happening. Which is huge inconvenience, have to change everything that you have, with your address. That being said, the reason we were told that the change is happening is because our home access, like door access, doesn't exist on South Grove Street. Which for 911 purposes, we don't have, you know, the ambulance doesn't know where to go. Which is, I understand, but if that's the case, then nobody lives on South Grove Street because no home on that road has a door existing on South Grove Street. And there's only two. Yeah. So myself and the house across the street, we don't have, neither one of us have houses that actually face the road or doors face the road. So, I mean, I understand that at this point, there's probably nothing that can be changed to, or done to change the situation. You know, we are now Charlotte Way or whatever. So, questions that we have in regards to this at this point are, so now this alley is now Charlotte Way, runs directly in front of my house, her house. There's another house off to the back side that's a West Conwell address that's not being affected by this.
That doesn't have door access either to West Conwell, it's your main West Conwell address.
So, you know, will we now have trash pickups on our street, or maybe we still have to drag them down to South, or to South Green?
That just all depends, I guess, whether a garbage truck can get down there.
So that being said, also, is this gonna be a one-way street or a two-way street? Will there be stop signs? Because now it's gonna be on a map, so people can use it. Because it attaches to Grant Street on the other side, so now it's gonna be a, you know, way to get through. You know, is it gonna be provided with snow removal that it hasn't in the past? I have a massive hole outside of my garage that I kind of fall into every morning when I try to leave the house. Both sides. Yeah, so, you know, is that being taken care of now? There's drainage issues. The house at the top of the hill has a wall built with gutters that just kind of pour out into the alley and come downhill. Nice big culvert that
Which I did submit pictures last year to you personally of all these issues.
So, you know, just things that we are now thinking about since there is going to be more traffic on, potentially on the road. So, you know,
And we've never initiated the request for the change.
What's that?
We requested the change of the name, we requested the name change.
Well, what we did, it wasn't actually us that began this, it was the county, Nicole, and she came to us because they were building a house on that little lot, and she had told us that for 911 purposes, they needed a name for the alley.
Well, Josh, do you work, is this fellow here on the end, is he with,
David.
911?
Yeah,
Do you know Billy Laird?
yeah,
You know how to get to our house?
I do know.
We're over by West Conwell Street, which is at the top of this alley,
Yeah.
which has no way, shape, or form connection to West Conwell Street, except for part of the property line goes down over the hill and touches the wall. So for 911 purposes, I don't believe that.
Well, that's what the
I mean,
county
that house
does.
has been there for 28 years and it's being serviced by Lifeway. Pizza delivery, police service. No, my address is getting changed. It's already been changed.
Yeah, it happened last year as well. Was it Trailside Way?
Yeah.
Up that way? And that was a mess. And here comes the county telling us, you know, we got this lot, this lot. People have had these addresses for years, and they had to change all their addresses on there.
What about 403? I want to know why 403 is changed.
403 what?
West Palm. That's no.
I don't know. These are Nicole, the county does a lot of our work, and it all gets subdivided to the county. So these are questions for Nicole. I don't have all the questions, the answers that you're asking right now.
403 showing West Conwell though, on Beacon. So they did
Was
change
it?
them. Yeah, they changed the address on these already. since they have,
Yeah, Charlotte Way's already.
No, I
listed
guess they
on
didn't.
it.
No.
And yet,
No, they didn't.
We've only been notified of that.
I put Charlotte Way in there.
And, you could call the county and talk to Nicole, she'll have all your answers on that. Like I say, they do all that for us. She's the one that approached us and told us that that had to happen. We come up with Charlotte Lane for, they said we had to have a name for it, so we went to the Board of Works and we came up with, well, Charlotte Hastings has done so much around here, nobody had a name for it, so we said, let's name
You
it.
could have asked the residents.
Charlotte
Our
Lane.
grandparents built their houses on that.
Well, to my knowledge, at the time, when I was told the only person that was gonna be on that street was that lot.
Then that's not-
Nicole afterwards came to us and said, look, we're gonna have to change these guys because their door isn't on South Prune. I didn't have any knowledge of that until a week or two ago, maybe, even if that long. But like I say, the county handles all that. I was told one thing at one time, they're the ones that changed the other ones, so, you
So
know.
is that general practice, just to change people's address and not make them aware for 2 months?
Now, I don't know why you wasn't aware of that myself. That should have been, Nicole should have sent some letters out.
That's happened several times, like county changing names of roads and stuff. And the biggest problem usually they started and then you stop, because all the property that's been affected, you have to have your plat redone. So we have to pop up new roads along there. And number two, the county doesn't set your address, post office like this. You have to tell the post office what your new address is, so they put in what they call their red book. So all your mail's still in order, otherwise you won't get that mail.
So now, she told me that they would notify both office boards, but I of course will still check that. So as far as the other questions we had with the city, the trash and all that stuff, and the one-way street, stop signs, and drainage problems, is that something the county addresses too, or is that a city issue?
City issue.
So if the alleyway becomes a street, it goes on something called the PAMP, Pavement Asset Management Plan. And with that PAMP, it gets a PACER rating, which is basically a 1 to 10 scale of the condition of the new street. And then once it's on our PAMP, the answer to almost all of your questions would be yes, we would be responsible for more or less everything you listed. Now that's to say, when it comes to repairs, the PAMP is a priority list due to budget constraints. But as far as trash pickup and snow removal, it would be added as an official street.
So if we're going down our alley to take our trash down, is the city responsible for that?
That's an
Because the
attorney
alley
question
is
for
not
sure.
in good condition.
And there's many roads and alleys that aren't in good condition. We've spent the majority of our streets and sidewalk budget as well as our, MVH budget trying to catch up.
Let me rephrase that. If there's construction going on and the alley is debris, well, that's actually a street is debris. So the city should be responsible for cleaning the debris from that street that I can walk down. Because, it's just an alley.
So you asked a question about the alley. So like I said, an alley, street, whatever, the city's responsible for it. And this is a dedicated alley, whatever it was called. One thing, Aurora doesn't give names to many of its alleys. And so it's an unnamed alley that, when you moved there and built the house, they just gave it the Prune because that's probably the easiest address. But they probably should have given it a name back when the house was built, whatever. But to your question about removal, now there's issues about discretionary spending. I think I talked a little bit about that. The city means to maintain everything. We would love the most beautiful city ever. However, we got budgetary constraints, right? So we're always looking at what needs to be improved, what needs to be better. You talk about drainage. You're not the only one that has drainage issues, right? And so we'll look at it, see how we can do it. And I can tell you this real quick, the one thing that is lovely about Aurora is that some of these things we don't know about, right? Sometimes you come to us and go, hey, I got bad drainage, and go, oh, and so that's...
It's different than just a drainage issue.
Well, I know.
As a culvert, it's a safety issue for vehicles trying to make this turn.
Yeah.
Where if your vehicle goes in it, you're in big trouble. You're on a tow truck.
But-
Because you're bottom out.
But to your point, it was always, people were always, I could take my car, the pizza delivery guy could come there, everyone's allowed to drive that alley. It's still a dedicated right of way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as far as that other stuff, if you want to give Nicole a call, she can let you know why you didn't get a notice. Sorry you didn't get one. You should have. I know an address change too, especially with mailing, is gonna be a real pain in the butt, because everything's gonna have to be changed. I mean, it's,
Just those planning and zoning, did they cover the cost of changing the deeds and stuff to courthouse?
No, the deeds won't be affected by your address change. You have a legal description. Your legal description is your legal description. So the address won't affect that.
yeah, Laura?
Benny, Mayor, where are we with
Redistricting?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Benny and I talked about it. Go ahead.
No, I told you,
Yeah.
you called me up and said, stay in your lane, and I said, okay, yes, sir.
Did I say that? I don't think I said that, first off. I don't think I said that at all. But what I talked about is we looked at this back during the census year, and basically the rate of change between the different districts was nominal. And so the question is whether or not it was important to go ahead and do all the redistricting. Would it cause any constitutional issues? And the answer was no. And so I wasn't here at last meeting, I was on vacation. I would have said that. My speaker wasn't working last time, so to your question, that's where we're at. We're really not going to be doing any redistricting. No, we got an 8% variance, which is within acceptance for PAMs. Plus, that's going to be changing anyway because we're looking to annex, so we'll be adding some bodies to, I believe, one.
Laura, that was addressed in the minutes from last meeting. It essentially was tabled. The options were presented as to how they were based on the last census. A couple suggestions there. And again, because Aurora does not have voting isolated by council districts, we vote citywide, but there's not necessarily a five-alarm fire sense of urgency to go ahead and make a decision now, especially with an annexation that might be pending, anything like that. It's suggested by the state we have the options in front of us, and I think it was tabled with the understanding that if we get a mean phone call from up I-74 saying, what are you doing with this? We'll say, well, this is what we've done so far. And if they say, well, do something else, then we're prepared to go ahead and kind of move along with it. But
Yeah, you had a deadline in the end of June.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
You had a deadline at the end of June. But you did reply.
You had a deadline at the end of June.
Did not.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've talked to the auditor, Laura. I don't know what you're talking, what do you mean?
Yeah, there was a deadline.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago.
No.
After the census, is there a new one? I don't know what deadline you're talking about. Maybe you should send me an email then. Because what I heard is we got something from AIM, which is the affiliation of cities. That wasn't from the state though. So you usually have a year after the census.
Okay, so you weren't doing anything wrong.
No, absolutely not.
When you annex, do you send the property owners mail saying that they're being annexed?
Oh yeah, yes. We've sent, every month I have to send out 40 envelopes to make sure they have notice, and plus we do it in the paper. We've had some very good turnouts at the annexation meeting though. George has been there every time. He's our president, I think. I think we'll put him in charge of something, but we've had a pretty good turnout. Yep, but yeah.
Melvin, you got anything?
Yes, sir, I do. Everybody here knows what I live earlier than Indiana. What's that? Since the construction on 50, I've been out there driving traffic, which whoever has space will see what I put out there. On semis, so on and so forth, which I shouldn't have to do that, but otherwise I'm gonna be caught up and I'm only here sitting outside the house. But I came back home a little while ago and one was heard beep, beep, beep all the way down the road. Because it's going across the trash to go west down 50. Of course, go all the way to the end and then back up across the railroad tracks. And then back around and ask me where to go. Because I tell them to. I know it isn't Aurora's fault. And they shouldn't have put signs out there. But could you chain of command to whoever, because I talked to Road and I talked to the guy at the state, put a do not enter sign up or something for the trucks or something, because, I mean, that's just, what's going to happen,
somebody's gonna back up to Indiana and Railway Avenue, and they fly through that stop sign all the time anyway, ever since I lived there in 95. They're gonna back into somebody and kill them, or whatever the case may be. Ask them, we'll go across the railroad track, stall out, and the train comes, and then what's gonna happen? I'm gonna get in my car, probably go out the hill or somewhere, get that away from whatever spills. All I'm asking is for safety, for some time to stop us in lines.
Well, we can't stop the semis out here because the road, or not road, but Stebbins and the other companies back there to give deliveries to semis. You can't put a sign that says no trucks through there because those trucks have to be back there.
No, I'm saying the railroad sign to West 50, when they come across the road tracks, instead of going straight, they go all the way down to Martin's.
I thought you were talking about on.
Oh, no, I know they gotta get through there, I ain't no problem with that, they come, they go all the way down the truck, get back to West 50. And then they back over the road tracks, and then they get.
I'm sorry, that's a little long.
It was. Well, they probably do.
There was Sport Line, on around Seward, and out there on that little thing where you can't see anyway.
There's somebody before the construction, Maverick truck, I think, somehow comes down Stewart, makes that turn, comes around, and comes down Railroad Avenue, which I don't know how he makes that turn with that truck, but he used to do it. But I'm concerned on somebody, them backing up, get caught on railroad tracks. And there've been plenty of stops, arms, and I've thought in that truck, through the years. It'd be a lot easier, and hopefully nobody gets hurt that way if Roe or whoever the consignment company is puts the sign there. It just really needs whoever can get it done. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Anybody else got anything? Public comment? Mike, you want to talk how good my chicken is or anything?
It is pretty good.
All right, well, if nobody has any other comment, look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All right, second?
Second.
All right.